Hi there, Perfecto de Castro here and welcome to my channel. I hope you're having a great day. So in this 42 GASTaway Island video, we're going to take a closer look at the Line 6 PodGo Wireless. And here with me is venerated Line 6 user, Jake Lee.
Hello.
Hey, so Jake, how long have you been using the Line 6 stuff?
I got my first Line 6 product. It was the Pod 2.0, and that must have been in about 2002.
Okay.
And I'm a bit biased because I'm quite a big Line 6 fan, so I've gone through every stage. So I went from the Pod 2.0 to the XT, to the X3, to the HD,
Wow.
to the Helix stuff.
Okay.
And I even still sometimes gig with one of the old Line 6 Vetters, which, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, but right, it's so old now that some bands see you play live and they're like, oh, is this like a new Line 6 product? Because they've never seen it before.
Oh, man.
Honestly, if you set it right, it still sounds so good.
Yeah.
So yeah, big Line 6 user.
Have you played with the PodGo Wireless before?
The PodGo Wireless I've only experienced here, but it's the same software as the Helix stuff, just slightly more stripped down. When I bought my HX Stomp, it was between this and the Stomp, and I chose the Stomp only because of the smaller footprint and it was easier to integrate into my rig at the time.
Right.
Playing this would actually suit me better in some situations because generally throughout a gig there's 4 sounds that I use and I'm limited to the 3 sounds unless I use a load of external stuff with the HX Stomp.
The lack of buttons.
Yeah.
Or the limited number of buttons.
Yeah, it was more specifically the snapshots. I know we'll go into this a bit later, but if I turn up to, I play in 2 bands, one plays in drop C sharp, one plays in drop B, and if I turned up with just the 4 snapshots, I could get through the whole set with either band.
Okay, nice. Now, for the past year, I think I've reviewed every similarly priced and similar footprint form multi-effects out there, except the Line 6 stuff.
All right.
Yeah.
So this is pretty new to you then?
So this is new to me. I've had Line 6 products before, but I haven't played through the multi-effects floorboards.
How did you find the user interface compared to?
Okay, so they're all similar. It's just a matter of figuring out what they call specific things.
Yeah,
you know, because
yeah.
they have.
So some people call it scenes, some people call it snapshots.
Yes.
But it's all basically the same idea.
It's just a terminology, but the same idea. So what we did for this video is I dialed up my preset and laid it out the way it made sense to me. And I had Jake dial in his preset and he laid it out according to his preferences. And it's quite different.
Yeah. I mean, the way we access different sounds within our presets is totally different to start with.
Right. However, since we're on an island, we can't show you a close-up of the PodGo itself, but we'll just talk our way through it. So let's start with my preset. So this is my typical all-in-one patch. When I play live, I usually don't change presets that much. I want everything in one preset, and I go into stomp box mode, and I click stuff on and off, depending on whatever I need. So let's go to stomp box mode, and this is based on the Soldano style amp running through the Greenbacks 25. Okay, so just for fun, what I have on here is the dirty amp. Let me turn off all the other effects first. So this is the core of the sound. I have a tube screamer to tighten things up. Oh, if I hit the wrong, oh, there you go. This is the amp. Tube screamer. Then I have a tape echo I like the tentacle because the repeats are not obnoxious. So even if I forget to tap tempo, it doesn't really mess
I do a
things
similar
up.
thing. When I do mine, I'll go through the way I do it. But
Yeah, yeah. And then for modulation, I have that in front of the amp. And right now, this is a script phase. For that kind of stuff, it's always fun. And finally, for the solos, I have a graphic EQ which I set post amp as a frequency and level boost. That way, it cuts not just with the level, but also through the band mix. Yeah, and I always set up stomp box style. That way, instead of thinking of single multi-effects with different presets, I have a whole bunch of pedal boards at my feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how I set it up. Let's hear your patch. Cool. I also have to mention that the Podgo Wireless comes with its own transmitter, which is really neat. That way we don't have to pass the cable back and forth. Okay, so this is Jake's patch.
Great. So the way I set it up is I use the snapshot mode, so you create a preset and then you've got 4 options to change the parameters within that preset. You can turn things off and on. You can increase gain, increase mids. You basically set anything you want. And what this does is a lot of the earlier Line 6 and most other modelling products, what happens when you're switching between presets is you get a gap. Mm-hmm. And that's the DSP loading up new amps and that kind of thing. It's something that you can't get around generally most of the time. And the way to do that is to use snapshots. Some products call it scenes, but it's all basically the same kind of thing. And the other advantage to using that is you can use delay spillover between patches. So if I wanted to go from a dry rhythm sound to a big solo into a small clean sound, that solo can continue trailing off into the distance while you're doing your little clean thing. And for me, that's just pretty cool.
You know, that's also the reason why I prefer being in stomp box mode. That way I can switch sounds and not have that little quick millisecond changeover delay.
Yeah. It's enough to just be annoying, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's so small, but just enough. So what I do is I usually set C as my main rhythm, big kind of sound, which I'm on the majority of the time. And the amp that I'm using is the Bedonk, which is based on the previous amp model, the Big Bottom, which is one of the secret kind of insider. A lot of people know about it now, and it's quite a popular amp to use. Before, everyone was like, "Oh, use the rectifier model." Big Bottom, Bedonk, that's the amp where it's at.
So are we on C now?
So we're on C now, so this is my main rhythm sound.
Nice. Chunky.
So I've got the delay going,
Yeah.
and in a similar way, so you choose like a more analog kind of sounding delay because the delays sound a bit duller, which don't interfere with the rhythm sound. And what I do is I use a digital delay, but I turn down the treble.
I see. Okay.
So same kind of thing.
Same.
I usually set the delay to about 400 milliseconds, and I find that works really well for whatever I'm doing, really.
Okay.
So that's my main rhythm sound. No reverb. What I do like to do is keep chorus on. So there's chorus on that in the loop. And the reason for that is I play in 2 3-piece bands.
Okay.
And I find it just gives you a bigger sound overall.
Yeah.
It's
so
quite subtle.
like a doubler.
But it's like a false kind of doubler effect.
Right.
So that's my C sound. So if we go to the A sound, which is the clean sound, with the HX Stomp, you're slightly more flexible in what amps you can use and the amount of blocks you can use. So normally I'd use a clean head like a JC 120 or something. On this I'm just using the same amp, the Bedonk, but with the gain way down. And it's not ideal, but for the amount of time that I spend on a clean sound at a live gig, I'm willing to sacrifice that.
Okay.
So this has reverb, delay and chorus.
Do you lower your guitar volume as well?
No. For this situation, you would be better to do that. But the other reason I use the scene mode is because I'm doing vocals as well.
Right.
And to switch and do that kind of thing,
Gotcha.
it's just too much for my tiny brain to handle. So yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. But ideally, to be honest, I could get rid of the chorus pedal and put a clean amp in there.
Okay.
Especially if I'm just not in a live situation, it would make more sense to do that. But I just wanted to get it as close to what I would do live.
Right.
To show you. For the B sound.
Okay, I got it.
So the B sound is the same as my main heavy rhythm, but it's got slightly more chorus and more delay and a little bit of reverb as well. So for example, one of the songs my band has, the main riff is kind of like... And you can get away with using the dry sound, but adding that effect, adding a little bit more treble into the delay sound, just really fills the room, and just makes it more exciting to listen to. So that's a sound that I feel like I can't be without. So that's 3 sounds, and then the last one is D, which is my lead sound. So what I do is I cut the bass slightly, boost the mid slightly, increase the delay, and master volume level.
So with the snapshots, you can change the parameters of each module too?
Yeah. So you can have like slightly, so I'll have less bass in my lead sound than I will in my rhythm sound.
Right.
So yeah, pretty much everything is
so just the chain is intact, but you can change the settings.
Yeah, anything within that can move.
Okay,
yeah.
Sweet.
Which is how I was able to get the clean sounds, was to back the gain right the way down on the main amp.
Gotcha.
So yeah, lead sound is...
Shredded.
So it's enough of a volume boost to cut through the mix.
Right.
But I used to go quite a lot louder on the volume boost. But what I've found recently is cutting the bass, pushing the mids up. I don't have to go quite as extreme on the actual overall output level.
Yeah, that's what I do with the graphic EQ.
Exactly. Yeah. So as you were describing your setup, I was thinking I'm doing almost the same kind of thing, just in a different way.
Right. Let me play through your sounds.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, just just a bug, dude. We're all for easy here. Okay.
So this is just the rhythm sound.
I like that.
Yeah. See, one of the cool things about that amp model is that you can reduce the bass, but it doesn't get all thin.
Right.
It still retains its width and size, but still sits nicely in a mix.
Nice. You use a gate, right?
Oh, yeah, I meant to say, yeah. I always use a gate on the front. It's at about -60.
Yeah, I don't use a gate.
I hate using a gate, but...
Yeah. But depends on the music. Yeah. If it's like start, stop, heavy stuff, you'll need it. Yeah, because like a lot of times I also tweak the volume knob while I'm playing. So having a gate...
You can't.
Yeah, makes it difficult. Yeah,
when I'm playing at home, I never use a gate, but live.
Yeah. So here's the clean sound. Can you turn off the gate within Snapshot?
I think I'm not sure.
Yeah, probably.
I'm not sure if that's...
Not sure, because it's like a global thing, right, in the input?
Yeah.
Well, I'll just have to get one of these to figure to find out for sure. Line 6, wink, wink. This one is
It's a high gain with lots of delay and.
That works?
Yep.
That works. Now,
And the big solo.
lead it out. So that's just with the amp EQ tweaked, right?
Yep.
Do you have a boost going into it?
Oh yeah, I have a tube screamer on. Oh, no, actually, I have the SD1 model on the
Oh, okay,
whole time
okay, yeah.
boosting. It gets turned off when we go to the clean sound, but every other setting it's on all the time, boosting the front end.
Sweet. I still got the chorus.
Yep. I know some people they're not really fans of chorus, are they? But I
Yeah, no, I like chorus too.
think you can take Jake out of the 80s, but you can't take the 80s out. Jake.
Definitely. That feels great, dude.
It's a good feeling
Yeah.
patch, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we go back to yours?
Yeah, let's. I'll have you play through my patch. So let's do the rhythm first.
It's fun. It's so fun.
Yeah. So what do you think? How does it feel?
Oh, yeah, good. I would equally use that as my own sound.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think we're too similar for this to wait. You needed somebody like Ryan to come in and play a sound like this.
Yeah,
we've got too many similar influences that to me this sounds, amazing.
Yeah, but the great thing is, ooh, we got a wild Colin,
Invader.
a wild vlogging island Colin in the back.
Hello, I'm just
Come on.
interrupting your video.
No, come on,
I hope you don't mind.
come on in.
I was going to do a little bit of my video and your video.
Yes,
What are we doing here?
Multitasking apparently.
Multitasking?
Yeah.
multitasking. So we're doing the Pod 6, Line 6 Pod Go. We built a patch each and we're comparing it. Different approaches.
So you got the metal patch.
Actually ended up with
Pretty
very
much got the
similar
same
patches.
patch.
The same patch.
But we're approaching it differently. He's doing the snapshots, I'm doing the stomp box mode.
And there's a noise gate involved. And that's pretty much it. That's the differences there.
I'll leave you to go on with it.
Okay.
And I'll continue filming my video.
Yeah.
There we go. Definitely interrupted the video there. Let's get on to a question.
Colin. Okay, so
Your patch is definitely noisier than mine.
yeah, because that's the other thing too. I have the volume set preamp. That way I can ride the gain with the volume too. So if I want to clean it up, okay, play a little bit. It's not very clean, is it? Yeah. So this is something I was meaning to ask you. Is there a way to preset the volume pedal So toe down would be 100%, and then toe up would be like, you know,
Yeah.
20 or
Oh,
50.
yeah, I'm pretty sure. I know you could do that on the older models, so I'm pretty sure you can do
Yeah,
it on this,
I tried
Even on
figuring.
like the X3s, you could do that.
Yeah, I tried to figure it out. I couldn't figure it out. I need the manual.
Yeah.
But we don't have internet service here, so.
That's something I do miss on the HX Stomp is the foot switch. That's something I was so used to from the XT and the X3 and HD stuff.
Right.
I would always have the volume pedal in the loop,
Mm-hmm.
just to bring down the volume.
Right, right.
But I can see why you would choose to have it in front of the amp as well. It makes sense, and being able to access that wah pedal.
Yes, yes.
I'm not overly fussy about wah sounds as long as it's a decent wah.
Right, right.
I'm happy with that.
I'm the same. I use the volume pedal more than the wah.
Right.
And because that way, if I need to go to a cleaner sound, I just
Yeah.
put on the treadle and it's quick. I don't have to ride the guitar
Yeah.
volume. So that's the only thing. I need to dive in more and get to know this unit a little bit better. Yeah.
I find with Line 6 stuff that it's always worth reading the manual. Ever since the Pod 2, I sort of went through the whole manual, and there's features within it that you don't realise that are there, that you're not going to know are there unless you actually read the manual.
Right.
And they're usually pretty good as well. They're not too boring. They
Right,
make it a
right.
bit interesting. They add a bit of character to their manuals.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Well, thanks for doing this video with me, Jake,
Thank you so much for having me.
Showing off the Podgo wireless with me, exploring it, and checking out their sounds. It's interesting that we pretty much achieve the same things, but with different approaches.
Yeah.
But with the same unit.
Yeah.
So that shows the versatility as well.
No, thank you so much for having me, and I've enjoyed every moment of it. I think your phaser is my chorus.
There you go. Okay, so all the links to everything that we used here at GASTaway Island will be in the video description. There will be landing pages on Thumb website and on the Sweetwater website. And big thanks to all the sponsors that are mentioned in the intro, the end cards of each video coming out of GASTaway Island. And of course, go to Jake's channel, please subscribe. He does lots of great guitar content, gear stuff, playing stuff. I mean, if you're looking for that shreddy 90s chunky, definitely high quality guitar content and great playing. So that's Jake's channel.
High
right there.
gain, fun.
Yes, yes. There we go. Okay, if you dug this video, please give it a thumbs up, like, hit subscribe if you haven't yet, and don't forget to ring that bell. And let us know what you think of the Line 6 Podgo wireless in the comment section. Click on an end card to go watch another video, then go grab your guitar and play something. You all know the drill.
Practice makes perfecto.
Cheers, guys.